this first thing that I want to show you is that in the hook specifically, and as always, give a credit to Sarah Levinger for the valence and intensity model. If you've never heard of valence and intensity, I've talked about it a few different times, but I want you to look at the difference between how this hook starts versus this hook starts, okay? So this hook is fixing the ugliest thing about my house. That's kind of negative, right? It's a negative valence, which means like we're saying, hey, this is an ugly thing. It's kind of a bad thing. That is not really that high intensity. It's not really that low intensity. It just kind of sits in that middle ground of just like, I'm fixing this ugly thing in my house, right? It's more negative, right? Where if we go over here, we have the hook text that says, this is the coolest thing we've added to our house. And even just as how I've like emphasized that, it's more positive, right? It's more high valence, right? And it's a little bit more high intensity because we didn't just say like, we added this cool thing. It's like, this is the coolest thing. There's more intensity to that. So now we're actually like having some more energy there that's going to make somebody excited. Like, oh, what is this cool thing? And what I want to show you as well is that they do what's called a flash forward. And again, full credit to Sarah Levinger on this, but basically what they're doing is they're showing you the end outcome and they're kind of showing this screen come pulling down, which is really cool. And then they get into the story, right? Where here, we just say we're fixing the ugliest thing about my house, right? And then she just starts cutting up some wood and fixing her deck and whatever. But here, there's a reason to keep watching. It's like, okay, like this is the coolest thing that she's added. What did she add? Like I can kind of see this, but what did she do? There's going to be a story around this where again, fixing the ugliest thing about my house, there's kind of a story there, but again, it's just clips of her like working on her backyard. There's nothing really in it for the user where this is like, hey, this is really cool and I want to show you, where here she's just saying like, hey, I'm fixing this ugly thing on my house and if you want to watch, go ahead. But there's nothing for the user to really engage with, where here there is, okay? So that kind of sets the whole stage, and that's not entirely valence and intensity. Again, valence and intensity is just talking about like negative feeling and intensity versus positive feeling and intensity, but a lot of the times we see winning ads, they're usually either more high intense or very calm, like low intensity. When you're in this like very weird middle ground, sometimes they're just boring. This is the coolest thing. That's high energy, that's high intensity, or whether it's positive or negative, again, there's more intensity there, and so it's more interesting. That is valence and intensity on that one point. Now, the next thing here is again, the bridge. And that's what I've just talked about with the storytelling factor. So again, the losing version is just showing random clips with zero context. The breakthrough iteration has a storytelling factor, right? And what I want you to pay attention to on this as well is she says this is part 3, but rather than making people feel left out, they are able to loop brand new people back into it. So it's like, this is something that's already been happening, right? It's part 3 of this refresh, but hey, let me catch you up on everything that's happened so far. And if you missed that point, let me go ahead and play it for you.
This is the coolest thing we've ever added to our house. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sammy, and welcome to part 3 of our back deck refresh. So far, we've replaced some boards and painted the entire thing a light gray, and today we are adding a pergola.
Perfect, right? So you can see, even though I'm new here, which is basically going to be like everybody who sees this ad, I'm like caught up. So within like 3 to 5 seconds, I have full context of what she's done and what she's about to do next. And again, when I see what is about to happen next, I'm like, oh, what's a pergola? Like, that's kind of interesting. That hooks me again to keep watching. So again, the bridge alone sets up the ad and helps make sense of all the visuals that you're seeing. Again, if you watch this video, you'll notice, again, all of these clips are like basically the same. Obviously, there's a little bit more context of her fixing it, but all of these clips of them setting it up are the exact same as this ad here, right? There they are, they're setting it up. They go back, they show the roof panels being put in, right? They're exact same clips. This one just has storytelling wrapped around it. And so now as you start to look at the difference between the losing version and the breakthrough version, it starts to make sense on why this ad is performing. And that is the reason why I'm making this video. I want you guys to be able to see the difference between a winning ad and a losing ad.